right. Good morning. Good morning. Let's go ahead and pick up with where we left off. We are, of course, continuing on the topic of that of expireds. Let's get to the mastery of this. We're continuing on this. So we are finishing off that very first week of expireds. So again, as usual, for those of you that are joining us over on YouTube, over on Instagram, Facebook, welcome. I am going to encourage you, of course, to come join us over here on Zoom. It gives us the opportunity to better interact. Today, we are going to be role playing, as I mentioned yesterday. So I do want to make sure that you guys do get the opportunity to participate. That's the whole purpose of doing this in the morning. So we'll go through a couple of quick notes. We'll get into some role play here. I want to get hot and really heavy in regards to that role play. Again, we are talking about expireds, how to capitalize, how to maximize this. In my opinion, as far as expires is concerned, this source will find itself a little bit on the way out. And what I mean by that is as the market gets stronger, there's going to be less and less and less expires because, of course, properties are going to, sell. So there'll be not as much of a need and or a demand. But that's not anytime soon. That's not happening today. That's not happening tomorrow. That's not happening this month. So I want to make sure that we do capitalize on that. And again, for those of you guys that are joining us on the other platforms, welcome. You can go ahead and type in your questions. We'll get those questions sent over, and Lizette will get those questions over to me so that we can go ahead and stay focused and give you guys the absolute most in regards to expired mastery. All right. If anybody has any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask. Feel free to just go ahead and jump right in. Let's get some of those questions out of the way. If not, I'm just going to go ahead and go back into my points. So anybody have any
Robert,
questions?
good morning. So
Good
this is
morning.
Sujata. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So let's say if we're calling for the expireds for 2 years back, right?
Yep.
How do you start with calling them? Just like a same what we, using the script, or there is a different beginning of the start?
Yeah, so there is a little bit of a difference, and the difference is basically just the opening. Everything else, for the most part, is the same. Here, let me go ahead and show you versus tell you. We're going to get into that a little bit more into more depth. We'll do that next week, but let me answer your question. Don't want to be evasive. Let me just pull up the old expired script.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. So yeah, there is a difference with so what Sujata is asking, what about the people that calling that's been a little while? I consider anything that is an old expired past 90 days. So anything on the other side of 90 days is going to be an old expired. So whether it's 90 days, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. My previous coach used to call back as far as even 15 years. Okay. So anyways, the answer to the question, Sujata, is basically hi Sujata, my name is Robert. I'm a local realtor with Blank Blank Realty. I'm sure you've gotten tons of calls already by now regarding your property. I was simply calling to see when are you planning on putting your property back on the market. Gets right to the point. We already know you guys have gotten tons of calls. It's been now a year, 2 years. I'm sure you've gotten probably a couple of hundred calls. Just want to see when you're planning on putting your home back on the market. Okay.
Okay, so that's the only line it will change. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's really just the opening and then the very first question. So on on the today's expired, the very first question is when are you planning to hire the right agent to get your home sold? The first question on the old expireds is when are you planning on putting your property back on the market?
Got
Okay.
it. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Robert.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. Any other questions?
Yeah, Robert, it looks like George wrote something in here.
Okay.
So what's the best source or platform to acquire an expired list?
Well, there's so many different providers are out there. There's RedX, there's Mojo, there's Arch. I mean, there's dozens of these companies. One of the ones that I would encourage you to use is the one that I've used for the longest time, and that's Vulcan 7. If you go on my website, www.therobertvillanueva.com. There's a link there. There's a discount code. You can go there and get more information. Yeah, it's something that I always tell all of my coaching clients, all of the people that have ever worked in brokerage or team, that there's two primary things that you have to have in terms of equipment. Technically three, but two of the very first ones. Number one is you obviously have to have a phone. And then number two is you have to have a company that's going to provide these numbers for you, because that's what we're in the business to do. So George, you're going to want to go ahead and get that link over on my website. And then that way you can go ahead and do some research. They do have kind of an a la carte system. And what I mean by that is that there's probably about 10 or 12 different types of sources you can go after. And you can pretty much kind of a la carte it. If you want just expireds, or if you want expires and FISBOs, if you want expires, FISBOs, and circle prospecting, calling around a certain radius, notice of defaults, absentee owners. There's all kinds of different lists and sources you can kind of go after. Okay. Any other questions? All right. Let's go ahead and continue to move on. So I've been talking about a little bit in regards to the time that we call them. I'm going to go over this very brief. Remember, the one controllable you have, if you just got your license today or yesterday, or you just don't feel like you're skilled up, the one controllable you have is the time you call them. Between the hours of 7 and 8 o'clock, your competition is about 2 to 5 realtors. Between 7 and 8 a.m. For my Pacific Standard people, right now there's 2 to 5 realtors. For my LA people, you could put a 0, like I said, behind that. So there's probably already a good 10, 20 realtors that have already been calling. Between the hours of 8 and 9, that's going to drastically go up to as much as 40 to 75. I'm sorry, 25 to 50. Sorry, 25 to 50 realtors you're competing with between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. Between the hours of 9 and 10 a.m., that goes even further up, 40 to 75. Why is this important? Because that's all the resistance. If you're getting on the phones calling expires at 9, 9:30, you're just not getting results, that's probably one of the reasons why you're not getting the results. Okay, so you're going to want to pay attention to the time that you're calling them. I also talked about calling them 5 times. This is what we talked about in depthness, but I'm going to go over it again very, very quick. You're going to get a list of properties. The ideal is to get right around 10. And of the 10 properties, there's going to be about 3 phone numbers. Going back to George's question, where do I get the information? You go over my website, you get the discount code, you go over to Vulcan. And in that, you get 3 phone numbers on average. Okay, some will be 2, some will be 7, but let's just say 3 on average. 10 properties, 3 phone numbers. That's 30 phone numbers. You're going to go through from the top all the way down to the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down to 30. That's round 1. Then on round 2, you're going to go back to the top, work your way down from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down to number 30. Now in the second round, you're going to eliminate the people that you already had a conversation with, and or, of course, the wrong numbers. Once you exhausted that second round, you're going to go over to that third round, start from the top. Again, same thing, eliminate the people that you already spoke with, and also the wrong numbers. Go through that, that's that third round. Then what you're going to do is you're going to move on to other sources. You're going to call maybe a lead follow-up, maybe some open house leads, maybe your just listeds, maybe database, absentee owners, for sale by owners, for rent by owners, all of these other sources that you can, in a sense, go after. Then just before you're about to grab your sandwich for lunch, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to call that fourth round. Okay, so round 1, round 2, round 3, maybe a lead follow-up, maybe a database, for sale by owner, this other source, these other sources. And then you're like, man, I'm getting ready to go to lunch around 11:30, 12, 12:30, whatever that is. You're going to call them that fourth round. When do we call them again? That fifth round, you're going to call them at, not before, don't cheat, at or after 5 o'clock. Okay, so at or after 5 o'clock. Okay, so that's when you're going to want to call them. Now let's move on to my next point. The next point that I want to bring up today is you want to be able to have 2 focal points. 2 focal points, and I'm going to explain why. Focal point number 1 is your top 3 zip codes, top 3 zip codes. Number 2 is going to be your top 3 cities. Okay, why do we have 2 different focal points? Well, when the market is not doing quite so well, there are certain areas right now that it's still getting an abundance of expireds, getting 10, 15, 20, 30 a day. If this is you, you're going to want to create some sort of prioritization. Here's why. Think about it. You get 20 expireds today. There's 3 phone numbers. 3 times 20, that's about 60. It's going to take you about 1 minute on average per phone number. Okay, remember, 20 properties, that's an example. 3 phone numbers. You're going to be about 60 minutes just going through that first round. By the time you get to that second round, it's probably around 9, 9:15, 9:20. Now you're already a bit later than I'd like you to be, but you're going through that second round. Then by the time you're done with that, that's now 9:40, 9:45, 9:50, right? Because you've, of course, eliminated some. And then you get to that third round and it's now almost 10 o'clock. So you find yourself in this position where you're going after certain properties or phone numbers that you're going after, and it's just way too many to go after. So by creating this hierarchy, what you're going to do is you're going to identify your top 3 zip codes. You have 20 properties, and of the 20 properties, let's say 3 of them fall in that top 3 zip codes. Go through that scenario with what I just went through first. You have 3 properties, boom, call, boom, call, boom, call. Round two, again, again, again. Round three, again, again, again. And then you go and throw the rest of them back into the pile, and then you start from the top all the way down. Okay, that way you create some sort of prioritization, because here's what I want to kind of paint that picture for you. The picture that I want to paint for you is you have 20 properties. And let's say that property that you want that's like right down the street, it's $1.2 million, and it is exactly the community you've been going after. As a matter of fact, it's probably in your farm, comes up as an expired today. But of the 20 properties, it's number 19 on that list. By the time you get down to that property and you give them a call for the very first time, it could be 8:45, 9 o'clock, 9:15, and never mind. So instead of calling it at that 9:15, like I'm saying, for the very first time, you're going to call it at 8:05 because it's going to be literally the first or the second property. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. And as far as the two different focal points, you're just going to kind of use it. So in other words, top three zip codes, there's only one property, just not enough. Then you go over to your second focal point, your top three cities, you're like, okay, there's 7. Okay, good, right there. Right there is where I want you to be at, and you go in that direction. So you're just going to kind of use it a little bit as a gauge, if I may, in regards to a prioritization. That's all I'm trying to get at in regards to this point. Okay, so let's take a look.
Yeah, we have a few questions as far as getting this script or these scripts, where they can find them.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of different places. Again, you're going to go to my website. That's option 1. You can go there. Scripts are on there. Option 2 is send me a DM via Instagram. Again, same handle, therobertvillanueva.com. Go there. You get access to the scripts. You can go ahead and get those there. Yeah, and that's probably going to be the best route. So go in those 2 options. Is there another question?
Yeah, there's so just for clarity purposes, so she's asking, so you're calling these people 5 times in one day to please clarify.
Yes. So the 5 times a day. So let's go through this one more time just to make sure we're on the same page. So ideally, you're going to have 10 properties, ideally 10 properties as an example. And of the 10 properties, each one's going to have about 3 phone numbers on average. Okay, we're just speaking hypothetical. So if you go through 3 numbers times 10 properties, that's 30 phone numbers. There's going to be property number 1 or property A, so we don't get confused. Property A, and then there's phone number 1, phone number 2, phone number 3. And then there's property B, phone number 4, phone number 5, phone number 6. And you're just going to go through all the way down the list. You're going to go from the top all the way down to the bottom, call all the properties, all the phone numbers. That's round 1. When you're done with that, you're going to go back to the top, and you're going to call again the same list a second time. But the second time, what you're going to do is, of course, you're going to eliminate the conversations you already had, the wrong numbers. So instead of dialing 30, you're probably going to dial 22, 23, or 24 of the numbers. That's the second round. And when you're done with that, you're going to go back to the top. You're going to call it again. Back to back to back to back. And in that third round, you might have now 16, 17, 18 numbers because you had a couple of conversations in there in that second round. And then you go through, you call the list. Third round. So back to back to back. You're going to move on to other sources. Okay. You're not going to stop prospecting. You're going to keep prospecting. You're going to continue, but you're going to work other sources. Whatever you go after them. Open houses, database, lead follow-up, for sale by owners, for rent by owners, whatever it is you go after. And then when you think you're done with your prospecting for the morning, you're going to call that 4th round. The same number, same list, the same everything's, but of course you've eliminated in that 3rd round, all the ones that you already spoken with and the wrong numbers. That 5th round, you're going to call at, not before, at or after 5 o'clock. Those are the 5 rounds. Okay. So any other questions, Lizette?
Nope, I think that's it.
Okay. All right. So again, going back to the 2 focal points. Okay, so I want to make sure we are clear. The only reason for that is just simply nothing more than creating a hierarchy. On the first is expire day. Okay, that's where we get an abundance. If you're on average, I think the other day somebody had posted, I'm only getting 3. Okay, well, then you need to expand your search. Is it too tight? Are you creating 2 certain parameters? Is it, you're only calling like a 5-mile radius? Okay, so you have to look at where you have to expand. It's this constant expanding and contracting that you have to kind of, in a sense, take place. Now, of that, What you're going to do is you're going to create that focal point, number one, of your top 3 zip codes, because that's that prioritization. As an example, again, I used to service Rancho Cucamonga. If I went through and I saw a property as an example, nothing against it, but let's say Banning or Beaumont, and it was listed at 200 or expired at 275,000, that might not necessarily be at the top of my list as much as a Claremont listing for $1.4 million. I'm going to call that one first. Okay. So what I'm doing is creating a sense of hierarchy. That's pretty much it. Okay. So, all right, let's get into, or like I said, we're going to role play. This is important. We go through, I'm going to break down the script. We're going to continue to just grow and get better with the skills. So this is the part where I am going to throw it over to you guys because I role played yesterday. Now it's your turn to role play. So let me go ahead and open up the script. Who wants to be that first one to go? Get some participation. Deborah, George, Maria, Sandra, Yvette, Sujata. I'm going to walk you through this. All right, awesome.
Sorry, Robert, I have COVID, so I can't today. I'm just listening.
Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. Well, then I guess I'm going to role play. So, Lizette, here we go. So I need somebody to step up after me. Lizette, I'll have you be the seller. I'll go through the one scenario, and then ideally somebody jumps out after me. So here we go. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, Lizette.
Yes.
Hi, Lizette. This is Robert. I'm a local realtor. Reason I'm calling you is because I'm sure you received several calls by now regarding your home coming up as an expired listing, and I was simply calling to see when are you planning to hire the right agent to get your home sold?
Thanks for the call, but right now we're going to be taking it off the market. We pretty much are just going to do some fix-ups to it, but I appreciate the call, but we're not ready right now.
Yeah, no worries. So you're going to take it off the market, take a little bit of a step back, do some repairs, and then get it back on the market. Is that the plan?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, perfect. Not a problem. Now, when you sell this home, Lizette, where are you guys going to next?
We needed a bigger home, but I mean, right now we're already in the process of getting that next home. We really just want to get rid of this one.
Okay,
But I mean, we're just kind of, we're kind of stuck right
understood.
now, so we're just gonna probably fix it up a little bit and hopefully it sells the next round.
Understood. Now, are you needing the monies from this home to purchase that next home?
No,
Oh, okay, good. Then you're in a good position. So ultimately, you're going to make that move regardless, but you obviously want to get this property sold, is what I'm hearing.
right. Yeah, I don't want to get stuck with the payments.
Okay. Now, do you already have this next home you guys are moving to?
We have it in mind. Yeah, we're pretty much already almost there, but
Oh,
haven't gotten it. It's a new construction home.
oh, okay. You guys staying here locally?
Yeah.
How soon are you needing to be in this new home?
Uh, I mean, it's gonna be done in like another month.
Oh, okay. So you guys did already identify a home. You're expecting this home to be done in the next month. I mean, that's pretty exciting. I mean, what's the benefit of making this move into this new home, by the way?
Well, we'll have a bigger home.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah. So basically just getting a little bit bigger home. Now, as far as that is concerned, who's most excited about making this move for you and your family and getting this bigger home?
Look, I don't want to waste your time. We're
Sure.
we're really gonna just hold off on it.
Yeah.
But if you want to just give us a call, maybe in another 2 weeks,
Okay.
I'd say probably then
Yeah,
we'll
absolutely.
start
I can
interviewing
definitely
some
do that.
people.
Now you mentioned to me, Lizette, that you're going to be doing some repairs to the home.
Yeah.
I got it. I completely understand, which is great to hear. Now, what I always like to do, Lizette, is I like to prepare a lot of my sellers and my clients so that they don't spend thousands and thousands of dollars in hoping of making a few extra pennies. I'd love the opportunity to share with you some of the techniques that I use so that I can help you spend or invest, I should say, less money so that you can maximize your profits. I'd love the opportunity to come take a look at your home, and I really don't want to waste your time. I just need about maybe 10, 15 minutes. I can stop by today at 10 o'clock, or would it be better for me to stop by probably, I don't know, maybe about 5 o'clock?
hmm Well, I guess my question is, how much do you charge?
Oh, yeah, no, that's a great question. I mean, there's so many different options we can go over. Is there a certain commission that you're looking and or wanting to offer as far as the agent?
I mean, the last agent, I was paying her 5%, 5%.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that didn't work out too well. I see you guys were here for about 6 months. What I'll tell you this, Lizette, what I want to do is I want to share with you a little bit of a different strategy and the approach that I take to get homes sold. But I'll tell you this also. What I want you, and of course, looks like as if though I have a Robert here as well on title. I don't want you guys to be in a position where you guys feel like you're paying more than you need to. So in that, you get the opportunity to decide how much you're going to be paying me. And I promise you this, Lizette, you're not going to pay me $1 more than what you feel as if though I'm worth. Does that make sense?
I mean, I guess so.
Yeah, and we can go over this, go over the strategies. We can talk about the commissions. We can talk about how much you're going to profit. I can be there again at 3 o'clock, or I can always stop by at 5. What time works better for you guys?
Well, I still have to talk to my husband about it.
Okay, yeah, yeah, absolutely. How does your husband feel about it?
Yeah, he's ready to part ways with this one.
Yeah, let's just get this property sold and get you guys over to that one, you know. And I'm curious though, because it does look pretty good in regards to the pictures. I see that your property does show pretty well. What do you think stopped your home from selling?
I'm not sure. We didn't have very many, we had no showings actually.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a long time. That's pretty frustrating. I see you listed here with Bob. How'd you happen to pick Bob, by the way?
Uh, Actually, they were referred to us by a family friend.
Oh, got it. Okay, so basically Bob was referred to you. I mean, there was something that Bob was doing that you liked though.
Not really. I wasn't too fond of her.
Oh goodness. What do you feel that she should have done?
I'm not sure. I mean, we never got any showings. She didn't hold any open houses for us. I mean, we're not too sure.
Understood. So basically, get you some showings, maybe done some open houses, but most importantly, get your home sold so you guys can move on to that next chapter, right? Okay, so
Yeah.
what will you expect from the next agent you choose?
Well, I think just being honest as to what we need to do.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if she really put in a whole lot of effort. So I definitely would like to interview a few agents before we move on to the next one.
Yeah, that's definitely a really good idea. I know that you said you're going to give it about 2 weeks. Do you already have an agent you're considering to work with?
No, no, not yet.
Let's do this, listen. I really honestly don't mind. I would like to share with you how I sell homes that unfortunately didn't sell the first time. Are you familiar with the techniques that I use to sell homes?
I don't know who you are.
That's fine. That's fair. Obviously, you weren't expecting a call from me this morning. I'd love the opportunity to share with you. I have 3 o'clock. I can always stop by at 5 o'clock. I just need, again, about 15, maybe 20 minutes of you and your husband's time. Which of those two times works better for you guys?
Well, I probably have to talk to him first,
Sure.
before I commit to a time.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So let's do this. When do you think you'll get a chance to talk to your husband?
Um, Probably in the next 2 hours.
Okay, so let me put you on the calendar. I'll put you down for 5 o'clock. This gives us plenty of time. And here's what we'll do is basically if your husband says no, it's no problem. We'll just go ahead and move the appointment over to a later time because it sounds to me that you're going to be interviewing agents anyways. I just want to be able to give you something a little bit different, something a little bit fresh, enlightening, and how we strategize, including the open houses that you're talking about. So I'm going to put you down for 5 o'clock. Now, before I come over, and this is the part where I'm going to go through and I'm going to pre-qualify. Now, in this, I'm obviously forcing an appointment, but I'm going to go back to focus on the motivation. Okay, tell me a little bit more. Tell me a little bit from this direction. Your husband, blah, blah, blah. You guys already have this house. What if this home doesn't sell? What are you guys planning on doing then? Well, we might rent it out. Is that really what you want to do? So we start going down that path. But I'm already, in a sense, forcing myself into that 5 o'clock appointment. Okay, so any questions, comments, concerns?
I
No?
have a question.
Yes, sir.
When would you do the pre-listing packet here on this scenario? Because it's kind of a quick appointment that you're looking to schedule.
Yeah,
Would
I
you,
don't know if you guys noticed, but I closed 4 times. Okay, so close, 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 and I went 4 times. And there's a possibility she probably still wouldn't have gone over it. She might have just gone into the direction of, sure, you could do it at 5 o'clock, but I can't really commit to you. I still got to talk to my husband. I totally get that. I understand where you're coming from. So let's do this. You talk to your husband. I'm going to put you down at 5 o'clock. And then we can ultimately determine from there. But before I come over, I just wanted to ask you a couple of quick questions. If what I say makes sense, so now I'm going into the prequel, if what I say makes sense and you feel comfortable and your husband, of course, feels confident that I can get the job done of selling your home, would you be in a position to hire me? Okay, so I'm going to go into the prequel. So that's the very first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go through this series of questions in the pre-qualification. Number two, answering your question on the second half of that, Chris, we'll prepare a pre-listing packet, get it over to them. I'm going to sit there and say, Lizette, I'm really excited. I'm, looking forward to meeting you, your husband, getting you guys over to this new built home. You talked about this, you talked about that. I'm really excited for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get you guys some information. This is going to expedite our appointment to later on today at 5 o'clock. So if you could just do me a favor and just review that information, it'll be pretty vital because again, it'll expedite everything. And but yeah, I'll get it dropped off over to you guys probably around lunchtime, right in that 12 to 2 window. And I'll always do a window because there's always things that in a sense happen. Okay, so all right. Any other questions? Anything else that I'm missing out on?
It's not really a question on this really, but it's just there is a question on YouTube that says they watch you pretty frequently, and is this free coaching? So I just wanted
This
to-
part is, I mean, this isn't technically coaching. This is more training. So this is 100% free. As far as the coaching is concerned, what differentiates what I'm doing here, this is training. Coaching is basically where I go into and break down people's business models. If I go through and I'm sitting here and I'm coaching Chris and then I'm coaching Deborah, well, Chris is going after expireds for sale by owners, working his database, doing open houses. And then Deborah's doing open houses. She's working her database, doing social media, and works with attorneys. They have two completely different, separate business models. And I'm going to be coaching them separately from a perspective of what's impacting them. What is it that they want to accomplish? So that's the difference between coaching and here. Yes, there's a lot of free training. So I would encourage you to please continue to show up. Okay. So, all right. Well, with that being said, we can work on maybe an opening. Anybody want to try to work on an opening or any further questions?
One more quick question. Do you ever email the pre-listing packet?
There will be the exceptions, and the almost all the time the exceptions, Chris, the emailing of the pre-listing packet is almost always going to be this source because there is going to be, as the example right now, it's 7:57. I set the appointment at 1 o'clock. Oh my gosh, I have back-to-back meetings at 9 and 10 o'clock. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to work on this until 11 o'clock. And then I have another appointment at 2 o'clock, so I can't, be in a position to necessarily drop it off. So what I'll do in that case is, Chris, I'm going to email you this information, but it is vital you print this out. Can I ask of you to print it out? Because I'm going to be presenting off of the information that I'm sending to you. And that's going to be the exception. That's probably less than 2% of the time, Chris. That's going to be the only time. I don't make it my norm. I don't make it the standard. I don't want that to be your go-to. Here's the reason why.
Okay.
Because people, what they'll end up doing is that they don't review it. They don't look it over. You just email it to them. It ends up in their email box. You show up and you go, did you get a chance to print it out? Did you get a chance to look at it? No, we didn't. We got a little bit busy. So you don't want to, in a sense, go from that perspective, at least not lead. But it is kind of that plan, D option. Okay. So any other questions? All right. So
I
I'm
don't
going
think
to
a question.
challenge
I
you
think
guys.
it's just more you setting the reminder of the foundation.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. So a couple quick announcements. So let's go through before you guys go. I am launching my first one-day events. Okay. We did a little test run here with our team locally. Ranch Cucamonga. Anybody that's in the LA OCIE market in Ranch Cucamonga, 219 free event. You just got to show up. Okay. Free events. But you do have to register. You do have to go on Eventbrite. Okay, so you can either look me up, friend me there, or you can send me a DM and we'll get you the link. It's going to be a full day event from 9 to 4. We're trying to finalize the venue. We do know for sure it's going to be on the 19th. We do know for sure it's going to be in Ranch Cucamonga, and it is going to be from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. What are we going to go over? We're going to go over, what I call is the bronze level. And in the bronze level, we're going to go over how to handle objections. We're going to talk about how to get your offer accepted. We're going to talk about, the buyer's mastery. We're going to talk about managing your time. Anybody have any challenges there? How about even your database? So those are the things that we're going to go over. And it's a free event. okay, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'll get some links out to you guys, but it is on Eventbrite. And again, if you guys aren't on Eventbrite, you can send me a DM via Instagram, and we can get that information over to you. The only other last announcement that I have is going to be today at 1 o'clock. Last week we had technical issues. Mr. Andy Zamora, get the privilege, the honor. Gentleman's absolutely blowing it up, doing an amazing job out in the industry. And I'm going to be interviewing him today at 1 o'clock. That's going to be on Instagram Live, so pay attention. All right, everybody, let's go take a listing or 5, and I will see everybody today at 1 o'clock. And then don't forget about 219, okay, the foundation. Okay, let's get this thing going. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for attending.